Hello and welcome to the 37th installment of my grading of all of the base game cards. If you want insight into the grading system, check out the description or click on the link in the top right hand corner to get to the first video, where I explain it all. But let's get started. For the first card of today's video, we're talking about Standard Tech. I seriously underestimated this card for a long time. Of course, I knew it was cool for Tharsis, Criticore and Thorgate, as each of these three corps already has a discount on at least one standard project, and with Standard Tech it suddenly becomes really strong. But this card is also great for every other corp, if you're rushing. So optimally when you're rushing, you want to hit the perfect balance between plant prot, heat prot, and finding cards that let you place oceans, such that you can max out the global parameters as fast as possible, but also at roughly the same time. Sometimes this works, but you're not always so lucky, and then you will have to resort to standard projects for the last few steps. Because when you're rushing, time really is your enemy. Giving your engine opponents another gen could be your demise, as that gen could be all they need to overtake you in points. Standard Tech helps you close out the game in these situations where you don't hit the right balance, and need to SP 5 heat bumps and 2 oceans, for example. So often I sit there and think to myself, man, all I needed for this rush to succeed was Standard Tech. Seriously, it's a great card for rush, a no-brainer for Criticore, Tharsis and Thorgate, and can also help in other situations such as the fight for the global bonus bumps. I think it's a B-tier card. Steelworks is the last of the 3 classic oxygen bumpers that do not have a global restriction, and in addition to granting you that oxygen bump, also grants some minerals. I don't think I have to say much about oxygen bumpers in general, as they are practically interchangeable. There are situations where I like one over the other two, and then there are situations where it's reversed. In general, I think Steelworks is the best, then Ore Processor, and then Ironworks. Since with Steelworks you get the most value out of the action, and the only downside is the slightly higher price, which is recouped after a few gens. Of course, if that slightly higher price prevents you from playing it in the gen you want to get it down, then the placements are reversed. So yeah, if you want to see the full reasoning why I place these oxygen bumpers in C tier, then watch episode number 20. Building techs that increase the oxygen? Yeah, we have more of those. Next up we got Strip Mine. When I began playing Terraforming Mars, I thought this card was the shit. 9 MC worth of prot for just 25? That pays back in 3 gens, oh my god. Well, first of all, it's 28 obviously, since you need to buy the card as well. And then you need to pay for the power too, which costs you another 14 MC roughly. Suddenly, the cost went up from 25 to 42 MC. Now the card pays you back in 5 gens, which for example is the same amount of time it takes Acquired Company to pay back. And Strip Mine's prot is mainly minerals, which are less flexible and prone to being hit by Great Escarpment or AMC. Also, you can get tapped in between playing your power prot cards if you don't have one that grants 2 at once. But there are also upsides to this card. First of all, of course, it also grants 2 TR, which cannot be underestimated, and means that this isn't just a pure development card. Secondly, if you have advanced alloys, this card is bonkers, as it suddenly grants 12 MC worth of prot instead of 9. And also, if you get the required power very cheaply, for example as Robinson or Thorgate, or if you've played Quantum or Mass, the efficiency of Strip Mine goes up by a lot. Lastly, if you're already swimming in steel and don't find any other targets, you might as well play Strip Mine and Fund Miner, even though a lot of its worth comes in steel prot. All in all, I think this card is an all-out engine card that can be worth it in some situations, but more often than not, just doesn't fit. It's C tier in my opinion. Let's talk about a super unremarkable but reliable card, Subterranean Reservoir. This card can be useful in so many situations. You whiffed on your starting hand and you want to draw 2 more cards from the board. You need 2 plants to convert, or you have kelp farming in hand and just want to get oceans down ASAP. You're mining guild and want to get your economy going. You have a discount in media group and it's just a good play for a point. There are many possibilities why you would want to play this card. It's not the best at anything, but it's reliable, flexible and gets the job done. It's basically a standard project but cheaper, such that it is efficient. C tier for me. And lastly for today, let's talk about a cute little microbe card. Not the cutest out there though, because it's not tardigrades yet, but yeah. Symbiotic Fungus is a combo card that can score really well if you have the right target for it. Decomposers, ants, GHG producing bacteria, and also cycrophiles are all great in combination with this. Of course, without the right targets, it is absolutely worthless, but the thing is, even if I don't have combo potential for it on hand, Symbiotic is often an easy card in the mid game, if it's up against pure production cards for example, as it can, as I said, score quite well for such a cheap card. Also, it fits extremely well into the green combo, and is extremely handy on Hellas in an eccentric fight. I think it sneaks just into the lower end of C tier. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments whether you agree with my ratings, or if not, how you would have rated these cards differently. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. It really helps me out. And lastly, please check out my Twitch and my Twitter. See you in the next video.